Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nemeka Onyeka Obiariri. Permit me just 10 minutes within your time, out of your time, to share with you creative and innovative agro intervention schemes that is linked to security that we can apply in the southeast of Nigeria to secure the southeast and make it the safest region in Nigeria. Interestingly, the southeast of Nigeria is the smallest region in terms of landmass, size, 28,000 square kilometers. The southeast of Nigeria put together is smaller than your state, smaller than Kebbi State, smaller than Borno State, smaller than most states in Nigeria. So when we talk about insecurity, it's strange when a small region with 28,000 square kilometer landmass is now being compared to the northeast that has landmass that's almost times 5 for what we have in the southeast. Why insecurity pervades and pervades the whole of the southeast is because those who purport to govern us, the governors, have not taken proactive steps to create jobs, to put in place innovations, creative innovations that can help the youths to be gainfully employed. I broke the southeast into communities. Today in the southeast we have over 1,150 communities. In my state, in most states, we have 650 autonomous communities. And if you break it into electoral wards, INEC electoral ward, we have 305 wards. And it's such a small state, 5,530 square kilometer landmass that can be covered, that can be protected if we have a serious governor who is just not fixated with use of kinetic force to create atmosphere of chaos and the anarchy so that he can hold on to power. The truth is, a very serious proactive governor can actually secure Imo State within 1 year through robust, honest and transparent engagement with all the stakeholders. Peter did in Anambra State. I cannot overemphasize this fact that Peter did it in Anambra State. Anambra was the most secure state in 5 years. There is no reinventing the wheel. We've written proposals, massive proposals, and we will keep talking. We will not be tired of talking until it sinks into their medulla oblongata that Imo State can become the most secure state in the whole of Nigeria. The southeast, with a landmass of 28,000 square kilometers, 5 states can actually become the most secure region if we have proactive governors, honest governors, sincere governors who understand what inclusive governance is. We sent a proposal, an agro-linked innovative proposal. See, we are not reinventing the way. We are not asking these guys to do anything that is rocket science. Small things. Dr. Michael Okpara, less than 40-year-old when he was the prime minister, the premier of the old Eastern Nigeria. Between 1959 to 1966, a period of 7 years, created 214-kilometer industrial belt. For those of you from Ohafia, for those of you from Cross University, for those from Ebonyi State, there's a place called Ereyi. Ereyi is a settlement, it's an agro settlement that was built by Michael Okpara and subsequent governments after him. Ereyi is such a settlement that even some people who lived in Ereyi told us that they stayed in Ereyi for 1 year without leaving the enclave. They had schools, they had hospitals. It was a world-class agro settlement, palm settlement. And we have written proposals, things that we can do. Imo State has a landmass of 5,000. I use Imo State as an example, which is my state. 5,530 square kilometers, 650 autonomous communities, 205 electoral wards. And we say if a governor who is very serious, Central Bank of Nigeria, in their own magnanimity, after they brought out intervention fund in different agro value chain, brought out like 2 billion naira as agro intervention fund in the palm value chain. For those of us who may not realize it, in 1965, Nigeria controlled 45% of the global palm oil market. That market is today valued at over 65 billion and is projected to be about $102 billion by 2030. Nigeria used to control 45% of the global palm oil market. Today, we consume annually over 2.4 million tons, and we only produce less than 4% of that. And we have the potentials, we have the natural belt to do it if we have serious governors and link it to security. And how can we do it? Very simple. Lands are owned communally in Imo State and in other Igbo states. We have done these proposals. Imo State can be delegated into autonomous community or even wards. Let us even do it at the ward level. 305 wards. Ask every community provide 50 hectares of land, arable land. Most of them are forests, which kidnappers and bandits, unknown gunmen occupy to carry out their nefarious activities. Without forests, without thick forests, there is no way bandits and terrorists and unknown gunmen can have a hiding enclave. They don't live on the street, they don't live on the road, they don't live in homes. These bandits, these unknown gunmen, terrorists live in forests. They live in forests that are near homes and will not even have large landmarks. So what will it take us? Every community donate 50 hectares of your land. It belongs to you. My own community has over 178 hectares of land already surveyed. Government, local government, that's why we always bid and cried for local government autonomy. At the local government level, let every community provide 50 hectares. Let them clear it. You can even provide, we can embed in every electoral ward, we can embed a mechanized agro settlement where we have bulldozers, we have harvesters. It can't take more than 54 million naira from every local government area. They can actually use it even for those that want to go into mechanized agri. We can cultivate about 500 acres of land every year. But beyond that, it can serve, let us even start from the palm plantation. 50 hectares of palm plantation cleared will give us in the next 3 years 15,000 to 20,000 hectares of new palm plantations. Forest reclaimed from bandits. Forests that will have provided safe havens for bandits now turned into agro-cultivated palm belt. Every of this community donates 50 of your youths who will manage these agro settlements. We will place them on a monthly salary of at least not less than 60 to 80,000 naira every month. Their job is to take care of this, make sure each hectare is properly taken care of. They can even intercrop it with legumes, maize, watermelon, melon, and other things that they can raise them to raise short-term funds. In each of the enclaves, you can do small irrigations for them to provide water, do small shelter where they can stay. You can also link them up and turn them as part of, provide each cluster with about extra 30 young men that will act as vigilantes, that will be properly trained, provide them motorized support, provide them with motorcycles, provide them with arms, even if it is pump action 12 rounds. Close your eyes and imagine where you have 50 hectares of palm plantation in every of the autonomous communities or every of the wards, manned by 50 youths who are gainfully employed. For those of you who do not know, the high-yielding tenera and the super gene species, from every hectare you can make as much as 1.8 million naira selling the fresh fruit bunch. We can set up a commodity board. I run an agri business, the Southeast Farms, one of the biggest across the value chain agro firm. We can even undertake to buy up whatever they produce, post bonds, post bank guarantees of almost 10 billion naira to every state that is willing to adopt this innovation. Whatever those people are produced at the upstream, we will buy it up. We undertake to set up palm producing mills, factories in every local government area in Imo State. It's an undertaking. We will post a bond towards it to take care of the fresh fruit bunch that will come from the upstream. We undertake to provide them with the hybrid settlers because we have developed acres, hundreds of thousands of these top species. By doing this alone, you'll have reclaimed over 20 hectares of land, forests that will have been used by bandits and non-government to create safe haven for themselves. You will have created 20,000 jobs for youths that can earn them at least 1.8 million naira each of them per annum. You will have created motorized security outfits donated by the community, not mini ravaged Ebubenketa groups that are being used by the political demons to terrorize their enemies. These things do not, government is not providing any cover. Government is only providing the enabling legislative regulatory environment. Government will collect taxes. These things are not skyrocket science. These things are things that can be done. In the next 3-4 years, we will have brand new 15, 20 to 30 hectares of fully developed upstream, high-yielding tenera super gene palm plantation that can produce about 25 to 30 tons of fresh fruit bunch. per annum from the 5th year. We will have created 20,000 direct jobs and thousands of other indirect jobs. We will have created 9,000 to 10,000 vigilante outfits in every community that will stop the madness that we have in the Southeast, where people waste the whole of Monday sitting at home doing nothing. Most of the angry and disgruntled Jews who are in the forest will have jobs, and that will bring them out of the forest and keep them gainfully employed, because and I don't mind, it's the devil's workshop. These things will not cost much. It's a private-public partnership arrangement that involves community and missions, even the churches. Government is providing nothing apart from guarantees and assurances and enabling environment for these things to thrive. Even the mechanized agro clusters in the world will be private sector funded. We have AFDB, we have Ephraim, we have different donor funds, we have CBN that are willing to do this. We went to Abia State to replicate the same thing. We started in Ohafia, and we did hectares of land that bandits destroyed. There was no local security to take care of it. Even the local Bakassi that was supposed to provide security, we are trying to extort monies from us on a monthly basis, almost about 300 to 500K every month. The same people that are supposed to be paid by government, because there are no discipline, no structure, no organization, no passionate creativity on the part of those, no patriotism on the part of those. Everybody is only concerned about going to Abuja, collecting fact and jack and sharing. Nobody thinks about legacy. Nobody thinks about tomorrow. Nobody thinks about generation unborn. Nobody thinks about what they can do that can imprint their name in the sand of history. Michael Okpara is long gone, dead and gone, but Dr. Michael is continually remembered even by generations yet to be born. Simon Bakwe is always remembered. These guys did not steal. These guys did not loot. Within the period of 4-6 years they governed, they created a name for them. They created names for themselves. Some of you, we are still supporting some of these bandits who call themselves governors. Imo State can become the most secure state. I have said to everybody who cares to listen. You are free to build roads everywhere, build flyovers, build airports. All these things without security and ease of doing business are just mere confusion. You cannot create paradise out of chaos. You cannot create paradise in an atmosphere of insecurity and chaos. The first foundation to building a glorious society is security of lives and properties. And you can only create security of lives and properties when there are all-inclusive stakeholders engagement that creates value for everybody. When trust, confidence is absent, everything is babash. The people must trust you. They must buy into what you're doing. A leader in a democratic environment is a servant. You're not an emperor for crying out loud. And interestingly, most of us have become so dehumanized. Some of us, our minds have been so distorted that we see governors and elected officers as our lords. These guys are mere employees. These guys are your servants, for crying out loud. They are not doing you a favor. A governor does a road, it's not a favor. Does airport, it's not a favor. You know, I see, have you ever seen anywhere in the US or America or London or South or Korea where you see governors line up bringing Atilago dancers to come and celebrate opening of road or opening of flyover? Go and check. Show me anywhere in America or in UK where you see a governor or a mayor bringing dancers, bringing Beyonce to come and sing because it's opening road or he's doing airport. Our mindset is warped and distorted. We must start reinventing ourselves, first of all, by reinventing our mind. You see, the greatest enslavement of the average African is in the mind. I pray that God will help us. Happy Sunday.